I welcome you all for the video lecture on inheritance. Inheritance is an important concept in object oriented programming language which facilitates inheriting the methods and fields of one class to another class. Using this, we can create a general class that defines common to a set of related items, and it allows the properties of one class to be inherited by other class. A class that is inherited, that is from which we inherit the methods, yes, that is called a superclass, parent class, or base class. The class which inherits the properties from one class, that is from the parent class, is called a child class or subclass or derived class. Therefore, a subclass is a specialized version of a superclass. It inherits all of the members defined by the superclass and adds its own unique elements. Now, let us look on the superclass. The class whose features are inherited is called as superclass. It is also called as base class or parent class. The class which inherits the features of other class is known as subclass or derived class or child class. Inheritance supports the code reusability. We can reuse the methods and fields of existing class when you create a new class. Extends is the keyword used to inherit the properties of a class. So this is the syntax. Class, if we have a class, superclass, we actually make those properties inherit to another class. Here we have a subclass which has this extends keyword and then the superclass. So we have one class. If we want to inherit the properties to this class, then this has to extend this class. Yes, so class super, class subs. So two class are there. Now I'm going to inherit the properties from this class, super parent class. So how I'm achieving is by using the word extends. And you have to have this class name as well. So this is a sample program for understanding the concept of inheritance. Look at this program, we have a class A. Under this, we have defined, yes, two variables I and j, and then we have a method show ij. In that method, we have a printed I and j, and you see here we have another class B. This class B is now extends A, which means we have inherited these properties. So this B is also having one variable k and it has a method show k. Under that show k, we have printed k. And also it has a sum as a function which sums all the three variables. So generally we will have an object created for a class to access the methods. But here we can have an object created for class B and we can access both the methods because now class B has inherited the properties of class A. So now I am having another class simple inheritance. Under that I'm having the main function and then I'm having a super object created for class A and object created sub object created for class B, and using object super object I'm accessing I. So I'm actually initializing the value 10 to I and 20 to j by the object for created for class A, and then now I am printing contents of super object, and super object dot show ij will, what it will do is show ij, this method will be invoked and it will print this inj. Now by having 10 and 20, now what I'm doing is, now I'm using this sub object, I'm actually initializing 7, 8 and 9 to I, j and k variable. And this, now I'm printing the contents of subject, that is this subclass object. Yes. So class A is a superclass object is this one, and this class B is a subclass which inherits the properties from class A. And for this we have created sub OB as the object. So under this we can able to access all the methods and variables. Yes, sir. So here we have initialized values to it, and we have now uh, printed those things. And then now I'm going to invoke, call the function show ij and show k, and then the show ij will print ij value, and the show method will print k value. After that, sum dot out dot println, and then under that I'm having another printing function which will, with this method will print the sum of I, j and k. And then again I'm, what I'm doing is I'm printing this just a line, sum of I, j and k, and under that I'm actually now calling sum function. Sum function, I can use it access through the object created for the sub class. And then the output, look at the output. Let's discuss another program for accessing members. Here I'm having class A. Under that I is a variable, and then private int j is another variable, and then void set ij is a method. In that I'm assigning x to I and y to j. Getting? Next one, we have a class B. Yes, class B extends A, that is how we inherit the methods and variables from class A to class B. Under class B, I'm having total as the variable, and sum, it's a method. Now total, under that we have sum, we have added I and j and stored in total. We have a class access, under that we have the main function, and then I'm creating an object for class B. Class B now has the object sub OB as the object. Using this, I can able to call this function, and I am passing the values 10 and 12, which will be stored in ij. And now I'm, what I'm doing is I'm now calling sum is actually having the code, block of code inj is added and stored in total. Now I am displaying the total. So this is another program of accessing the members. So these are the types of Java inheritance available. You look at here, single inheritance is inheriting the properties from the superclass to the subclass. Yes. Now I'm having hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance means inheriting the properties from the superclass to the subclasses of more than one. So here three subclasses have inherited the properties from class, that is the parent class. And then multi-level inheritance is something that we inherit, like class A inherits the properties from class vehicle, and then class B inherits the properties from class A. Like that it goes. Then hybrid inheritance. Here parent class will be there, under that we will be having two child classes, and then there will be a class which will be inheriting the properties from both the child classes of the parent class. Then multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is something which actually inheriting the child class will inheriting the properties from two superclasses. So these are the types of inheritance in oops concept. But in Java, yes, what are the types that we can implement, that we will discuss in the next class. So I hope you have enjoyed the video lecture, and I will be discussing the next concept in the next video lecture. Thank you.